In this video, I'm going to show you 3 beautiful guitar licks by Mark Knopfler. Specifically, it's in the song Sultans of Swing. So if you like this video, give me a like and subscribe to see more. The first one is this. One thing about Mark Knopfler, and this is very unique, and it's kind of like Lindsey Buckingham actually, is he doesn't use a pick. That's what makes him very unique, and he's able to do things that a lot of guitar players are not able to do because of that. So on this one, what I'm doing, all it is basically doing a guitar lick in the pentatonic scale, A minor. I pick down with my thumb on my right hand. On the left hand, I got my ring finger on the 7th fret of the G, and so I bend up with my ring finger on the 7th fret of the G, and then I pick up down with my thumb, but then I use my pointer finger to pick up on the 5th fret of the B. And then I use my middle finger to pick up on the 5th fret of the E. You know, it's interesting. I've been trying to learn some of these licks, and all of a sudden I'm realizing that you got some possibilities using some finger picking on guitar solos that I haven't really explored very much, but I'm pretty decent at. So it kind of opens up some possibilities. But this is cool. So you're going, and then you use your pointer finger to go back to the 5th fret of the B. Then I take my ring finger and I bend the B string on the 8th fret, like a whole step. And the way I'm picking that is I'm using my pointer finger to pick up on that bend. And then with my middle finger, I pick on the right side. I pick up on the high E, and meanwhile my pinky is landing on the 9th fret of the high E. You know, normally you go. A lot of people will do this. This is okay. So then he does the bend, but he comes back down. He just hits that fret, and then comes back down. And then I use my middle finger, on both fingers actually, on both hands, I use my middle finger to pick the high E, and I'm using my middle finger to land on the 7th fret of the high E. And then it just goes back to that same bend. Just kind of bends it twice. Isn't that awesome? That's a cool lick. So that's the first one. That's a killer lick. All right, the second lick, it's a short lick, but it's so cool. What I'm doing there is I got my pointer finger, basically doing a D minor with the triad there. My pointer finger's on the 5th fret of the high E, my middle finger's on the 6th fret of the B, and then my ring finger is on the 7th fret of the G. And it sounds like he's doing a sweep pick, but he's actually not. I've watched the video. He actually he's using his fingers to finger pick that. And basically, I got my thumb on the G, my pointer finger on the B, and I got my middle finger on the E. And I just strum that like that. And then what I do is I use my middle finger to pick up on the high E, and I got my pinky on the 8th fret of the high E. And then I take my pinky off and just pick up with my middle finger on the right hand, and my pointer finger's on the 5th fret of the high E on the other hand. And then take my pointer finger and I pick the B string. My middle finger's already on the 6th fret. And then you just go, I got my pointer finger at his 5th fret of the B. Use my pointer finger on the right hand to pick up. Take my middle finger and hammer on and pull off on the 6th fret of the B. Then I use my thumb on the right hand to pick down, and my ring finger on the 7th fret of the G on the left hand. So, isn't that beautiful? Okay, then the last lick is very easy but really cool. It's just, and all that is, and this is a really short lick that he throws in during the song, but actually I use my ring fingers on the 10th fret of the high E, my middle fingers on the 10th fret of the G. That's the first one. I use my thumb to pick down on the G and my middle finger to pick up on the E. Then I take my pointer finger and I put it on the 8th fret of the high E and my middle finger on the 9th fret of the high E. And then take my middle finger, put it on the 10th fret of the G, and then my ring finger and put it on the 10th fret of the B, and I use my thumb and pointer finger to pick those. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give me a like and subscribe to see more.